count it in.
I don't want to knock this out.
Please don't.
There we go. I was waiting for Chris to pull it, but...
I know. I'm just like, nope, nothing's happening. There's no cooperation happening here.
No
Is it Coles? Or has it just been here?
No, that's new.
All right. Have you started?
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, of course
Okay.
he did. He's not waiting like me.
And we're back with another episode of the Really Low Podcast. It's Rocky.
Chris.
And
Rick.
there you go. Why do you sound so low? I just talk far from
I
the
always
mic.
do this.
No, you sound further away.
Oh, okay. Is that better?
You sound farthest
you.
away.
I hate you. This is so simple.
All right, so let's get to the
You got me.
requisite chatter about Avengers Infinity War.
This episode's that spoiler episode. It was the greatest movie I ever saw.
I mean, with the amount of money that movie made, it feels like damn near
It's-
everybody's already gone to see it.
I just saw it today.
Breaking record.
That
I mean, you
was-
still want to see it.
Yeah, yes.
By the time this comes out next Tuesday,
My brother hasn't seen it. He's going to see it on Friday, or try to.
Try to.
Yeah, he's going to try to see it on the weekend. No, not Friday, because I wanted to see it again
Why?
with him
But
on
why?
Friday. Because he couldn't do today. He had a hair appointment.
but yeah, they didn't do it sooner.
No, because, I mean, we don't do this opening night shit. Like, I don't deal with crowds like that.
It's really funny. So I went to the cheap theater by the house, and the one I always go to, because it rarely ever has like really packed openings on Thursdays at least. And they were showing it in two theaters at the same, like that started at the exact same time. So Nicole was buying her tickets first, and I was actually going to go for 18, but she got 16. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll get 16. We go into 16, packed.
Okay. Like, I was like, what are you talking about, 18 or 16?
Oh, I'm just giving identifiers. 16 packed.
Uh-huh.
Like the only side by side seats were like on the right side, third row from the front.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here.
So
Down there, man.
like, shimmied in. Can't really do this. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna go check this other theater. I'll let you know what's up. I go into the other theater, a bigger auditorium, so it has more seats, and there is way less people. I was just like, yeah, you just come this way. And then we're like third or fourth row from the back, right
Okay.
toward the middle,
That's fine.
in a nice, geographic spot in this theater. Like, so a lot of people turned out, but there were still plenty. There's plenty of like movie real estate. So I didn't run into that.
Now
Having to wait in a line or any of that shit.
we saw it on Monday evening at 7:00. And surprisingly, that showing, there was still seats open. Actually, we saw it at Cine Bistro because our theater down the street, which is a $10 AMC, it's
Which one?
where Palace 18 was.
Oh, okay. Just say,
But just a
still
standard.
call it Palace.
Yeah. The regular showings were all sold out on Monday. Like all the showings, like all the way down to like
think it's just-
midnight.
I think because everybody's now going there because they have the comfy seats.
Yeah.
So it's like you sort of get the Cinebistro experience for not the Cinebistro cost.
But not just that, like I think Sunset as well. There was no seats available.
No, there were.
There were on Monday?
Yeah.
And I wasn't looking. I couldn't see.
I had seats all because I originally had bought my ticket today at 3:15. There's still tons of seats, and then I changed it because they open up later, an 11:30 showing. I was like, oh, I want to go on a matinee, like a little earlier, so I don't have to deal with fucking the 5 traffic zones for Sunset Place. And I was fine. But Monday, I was looking at all the seats. Like I go to that Dolby AMC thing where I have these assigned seats. at
Yeah.
Sunset.
That's usually what I get.
Yeah, because I want to hear the audio thing. And then it wasn't. The only one that was pretty much full for today was like the 7:15 showing. That thing was like everyone.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
And that's still
And it's like
Wednesday.
5,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
But you were buying your tickets on Monday.
No, I bought it on the weekend. But they were still. I could see who's full up, and the 3:15
Yeah,
I'd already kind of.
I was just wondering because Monday it was that bad.
Yeah, we managed to get it in early, but it's funny because in the bistro we went to, the showing after, which was a little bit later, it was like 8:00 or 8:30. That one was sold out, no seats at all available.
Was that assigned seating? Like you buy
yes,
them?
yes, in the you buy seats. But the 7:00 one had like a couple available, and then we ended up snagging 2 that
I was already looking
next to each other.
at Friday, and Friday early in the afternoon has like open seats, but then slowly
That's
starts filling
insane.
up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it broke box office. It made records.
Yeah.
641 million debut.
It beat Star Wars Force Awakens.
I think it beat everything. Did it beat Avatar?
Well, it's Star Wars was the biggest for I think opening weekend or something like that.
Okay, I know. I beat that for
And
sure.
it hasn't even opened in China yet either.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's gonna be on track to be the highest grossing film probably.
Yeah,
of all
a
time.
3-day on Box Office Mojo was like just over 700,000 or 700,000, which is insane.
Yeah.
Very
So you're fresh off of it.
Yeah, I saw it at 11:30 today.
Just saw it today.
Yes.
Consensus?
I think it was excellent. I think this was excellent for 10 years. Waited for it.
Worth the build up.
Yeah. There were moments that I did sit, I like actually kind of got forward, edge of seat.
I just see. All right.
I did say, I did say, oh wow, when Red Skull popped up. I legit out loud said that.
That was him, right? Okay. I was making sure.
Who do you think that was?
For a second.
No Hugo Weaving on IMDb.
Yeah, I looked in the credits. He's just some random guy that sounds like him.
Okay.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay. That's
No, it wasn't Hugo.
Well, Liz got a pop. That's for sure.
For Red Skull?
Yeah. She likes Captain America and like a lot. So, she likes Red Skull.
I
as
had
well.
one of the things I've read and listened to, like someone's like, man, I hope Red Skull shows him. They always brought it up, and I just never thought about it. Because he didn't die. He got sucked into the fucking thing.
Yeah, for a second, I thought it was Taskmaster.
What the fuck?
For a second. Because he has a Skullhead.
I
But for a second, I was like,
thought this is,
no. And then after, like, when they had a better shot, I was like, oh no, it's Red Skull. But it was just for a quick second. I'm like, is that Taskmaster?
I was sitting next
Like, would they really go like there?
there was a bunch of old people in the theater with me, and probably some younger couples and stuff. But there was like two Spanish girls that didn't look like they belonged there, but they watched the whole movie. But I was like, oh wow. And I said that, and I was like, did anyone else realize who this is? Like, I was like, I wonder if anyone else knows that this is fucking Red Skull.
Well, they get
10 fucking years for Red Skull.
What was your general consensus of it, Rocky?
What was yours?
Me? I liked it. I thought,
What a Debbie Downer.
I thought it was really good. Yeah, we're coming up on it.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good. I liked it.
that was great. I thought it was what DC should look at. What a fucking
It was interesting.
non-clusterfuck team-up movie should be like.
I felt like there was a few like swerves that I thought a lot of people were thinking was gonna happen. At least I thought like the deaths and stuff like that. I thought for sure other people were gonna die.
Hey, I called it like a couple months ago, but the end of the movie would be the snap of the fingers.
Oh yeah, of course.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Nope. Went to a different planet. It was just like, the sun.
That's what the end of the movie was. He snapped his fingers, he disappeared, and then he was watching the sun, and everyone's like, "Oh God, that was the end of the film."
Well, that was
No, it wasn't.
That's
People had to vaporize. You had to get shots of all the different groups watching.
That's the denouement. That's the end of the film. That's the
No, the end of the film
conclusion.
is it's done.
Okay, we're over. Anyway, that's the end of the
okay.
film.
That would have been more artistic. But
I'm saying it wasn't the end. There was still like 5 minutes
That was
after
the end of
that.
the, that was the end of the film.
That would
That
have
was the
been
end of the film.
that'd be the director's
As the conclusion
artistic
of the
cut.
film.
Would just be snap credits.
I didn't think it was gonna happen though towards the end,
But
because they started talking about it in the trailer. I was like, "Oh, this shit's not gonna be the fucking end." Because they bring it up, and that's too like, "Hey, let's kill someone," and then they say it in the trailer, and it's like, "Oh, okay, well, they're not gonna do it. They'll probably do it in the middle of the film or something stupid like that." You know, it's sort of.
But I mean, I thought it was good. I had no problem with the ending. I mean,
I didn't either.
they did changed, I guess. I don't know if Thanos' whole deal, wanting to balance the universe, is that really his thing?
He talks about it.
He talks about it.
Yeah, wiping out like 50% of the population.
Yeah, but he does that searching for death, essentially trying to get closer to death.
Yeah, well, they can't bring in the death in this film.
I thought it would have been pretty easy.
No, because there's already like a bunch of like looking at it. First of all, I thought Thanos for a CG dude, he was super fleshed out for a 3D character. This was like his movie. This was like.
No, you look good.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about character wise for a 3D guy who's very 3D, three-dimensional.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I get you.
it's like Joker from Dark Knight, where you followed him more than anything, and I got to see a lot of him.
Yeah, you tend to actually care for him, even though he's the biggest piece of shit.
Well, that's what you want for a bad guy. You want to follow them until they do that weird thing that's like, I wouldn't do that now. Just like Killmonger. I understand you. No, you want to kill a bunch of people. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But they fleshed him out big time, and I really like that. He wasn't like, it's like another thing, like I'm talking with the Justice League shit. It's like fucking Steppenwolf, who's just the same thing, kind of like Thanos, just a big bad dude that wants to do stuff. But Steppenwolf was so fucking bland and boring, and he did.
He had no
nothing.
depth.
Yeah, well, Thanos, like all the time, he had character depth. He had his whole arc shit and everything.
Mhm.
and he was fucking awesome.
Yeah, you feel for him at
And
some points.
during it when I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, he's a CG guy. Like, because you forget about it because how he looked and how he moved and everything.
Yeah.
And since he was a character and how he acted, I was like, oh yeah, this is not. I mean, this is Josh Brolin, but it's he's a CG dude in the movie. It's not like a real guy. The CG was fucking nuts for the movie.
It
as
was.
well.
It was really good.
Like I love like all this stuff. I really liked the Black Order. Ebony Maw was really cool as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was awesome. I mean, they were cool for their own rights and stuff. And Ebony,
Yeah, they gave him their.
they weren't like fucking nameless dudes like the Chitauri were. They had their whole purpose and everything. And I like it how they kind of had their own kind of characters and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't really underplay him because it took a lot to get rid of him.
I know Ebony dies very early, and even though he was the more like on-screeny one, and he did a lot of talking, which is really cool.
He's the telekinetic.
Telekinetic, yeah.
Yeah.
Ebony Maw, yeah.
He was cool. He has just really cool abilities.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I loved
And
how he fought. That shit's flying up. I just lifted my 2 fingers up, sliced the car in half.
Yeah.
I thought that scene when he fucking Thor, he mutes him and he goes, shh, and he does that. I thought that was great. I love that. I thought that was so good. That was such a good little fucking psychopath thing.
Yeah, it was very him torturing Doctor Strange with the
that was like
the needles. It was cool.
Man,
It's pretty good. Whoa, Rocky.
Yeah.
I also want to say anything.
Why?
I don't know, man. I'm not going to contribute anything like of worth
Why not?
to the discussion because it's just going to seem like I'm being you.
Contribute yourself.
I mean, I thought it was fine. I thought it was like I give it like somewhere between a 7 and 8.
That
was it. Like to me, there were more. I didn't want so much Thanos. I was like, it's a little bit too much. I don't care this much. The weird jumping around, like we see these people and like we won't see them for another 30 minutes later.
But that's great.
It really wasn't for me.
That's how you do not clusterfuck, because then it doesn't tire you out. Because then,
but you had too many groups.
No, but that's good, because if you were all together, then it would be this is fucking
the best way for me. If that movie was a comic, I'd appreciate it more.
Well, how I felt because
it was structured like a comic, and I didn't want a comic. I wanted a movie.
But if all the characters were together, none of them would shine because you'd only get.
I wanted all the characters together.
But you said they were so separate.
They were so separate. That doesn't mean I want them together.
But if you,
that means I probably want a little bit more like touch back on this. Like, how do these things connect as opposed to like, here's a chunk of these people, and this is like a chunk that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what you just saw. But here's this other chunk of these people, and then here's like this last chunk of this.
Yeah, they cut it up a lot with a lot of traveling.
But that kept it fresh for me because you never felt bogged down by keep watching it. So I kept seeing like, oh, I wonder what's happening with that. Now we got that. Yeah. I wonder what's happening with that. Now I got that.
But it wasn't that fast.
I'm not saying it's this fast, but
no, I know, but that's the thing for me. It was, man, we've been here a while. I wonder what anybody else is doing. And then it took another few minutes until finally like something else happened. I was like, oh, okay. Like I liked segments. I liked some segments more than others. And I don't know. That's just what it was. Like all the stuff on Titan or whatever. I was like, it's cool. Kind of inconsequential. It just looks cool. But
what are you talking about inconsequential? That was all.
Like it was just a fight.
The fight, yeah.
But nothing happens. Like
he wins, and they explain that they're only winning in one reality.
Well, actually, no. What really happens at the end of it is that Doctor Strange, who was like, I'll never do this one thing, does that one thing.
Because that's the whole subplot of the movie.
No, I know. They hammer it home very much so.
We don't trade lives.
Like the one life versus the...
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
For the many or the many lives for the one.
Yeah, we don't trade lives. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I see how that was a way to involve all the characters because they can't just... I mean, I guess they could have just put all the characters in Wakanda. They could have just put them all there.
I don't want all the characters. I like that they did groups of them.
Yeah.
It was just the amount of time you were with some versus others just felt long.
Makes sense.
You know, that just what it was for me watching it, at least. Granted, 240 is laborious.
No, I love that.
I know that you need it for something of that scope, but it just, you know.
I can't. I don't
It
feel
gets
like
a
that.
long in the tooth for
don't
me. Again, it's all subjective.
When a movie is like long and you really like it, I don't feel the time, and I kind of mean like, oh man, shit, now it's gonna be.
Yeah, I was pretty into it that I didn't feel the time.
Yeah.
The only thing that felt the time is I had to pee. Like halfway through, I was like, I really gotta pee.
How funny! I never.
But I'm not going. Huh?
I've never. Oh shit! I have to use the restroom. I've actually never done that in movies.
Yeah, sometimes they get over.
Only my house.
Carry
Because in my
with it,
house, I can
carry.
pause the thing, and I know that I can stop it.
Like I said, at my theater, there were more than one legit person that was asleep.
Yeah, well,
Somebody
you were,
behind me was snoring. Somebody else, when we walked out, was just like dead ass asleep after the
that's-
credits and after everything.
I mean, that's like you're watching it at opening night, like at night. I mean,
at 9
saw-
o'clock.
I mean, there's fucking bum ass people that come from work and want to watch this movie, and it's just.
I mean,
Well, that's
I saw Civil War at
That's
10 o'clock.
fine,
and
but I think-
I was in IMAX, and the guy next to me, and we kept making fun of him. It happens. People,
That doesn't. But that there is a level of like engagement that it didn't achieve at that point.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't compelling to that person.
Like, they were just tired.
I mean, it could have been, but then you wouldn't have necessarily made the choice to go to the movies.
People do a lot of dumb shit. Why do
yeah,
people bring babies?
do a lot of dumb shit. Yeah.
Because they can't find somebody to keep to
that's-
watch them.
I mean, if they
I just
really-
answered your question. It's the same thing. Why do people bring babies or look at the phone or talk or be
If
shit
they
in
really,
movies?
if
Yeah.
they really want to be engaged, they would have been engaged.
Yes, they would.
Like I was tired and I didn't fall asleep.
yeah.
I mean, whatever. That is the long and short of my opinion of this movie. I figured you guys have a lot to say about it.
No, it was just man specific. I love the Doctor Strange scene. We did the fucking like hand thing that fucked me up.
What thing? Oh,
I was not expecting that.
they made the multiples of themselves?
Yeah, any multiples and stuff. So that was cool as shit.
So the ending with everyone dead,
Turning to dust.
it leaves the original Avengers, if you've noticed.
Does it
Yes. It's Cap.
without
No, they're all there. Iron Man, Cap,
mhm.
Hulk, Black Widow, and then Hawkeye, because they never showed him dying. He's
Never showed him
not dead.
dying, and also Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's not an original Avenger. We're talking about original Avenger. team.
Oh, well,
Avenger 1.
yeah,
Yeah, they're all there.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say Nick Fury, but I guess he wasn't
no,
really
he's-
an Avenger.
He's not an Avenger team, yeah.
No, but yeah, he's gone. Poor
Yeah.
bastard.
But yeah, they're all there.
A lot of the future people that I guess are gonna take the mantle like disappeared. Like
yeah, man, that's the like I was thinking. Okay,
like the Guardians.
yeah,
Like they're the future because they're gonna make more Guardians movies. I believe.
yes, yeah.
And Thor, did he disappear? No, he didn't.
No, I mean Spider-Man has a movie coming out, so yes,
Yeah,
he's gonna come
Spider-Man
back.
as well.
He has the movie after the next event.
So I thought that was kind of like the swerve because you kind of expected, oh, Tony Stark, Captain.
when Tony got
like-
stabbed, I went, oh, I did. I went,
They're gonna do it.
yeah, I was like, oh.
And then when he did it, when he lived, he goes, okay. Then after the snap, and he started showing the people fading, I'm like, oh, he's gonna fade.
Yeah.
And then Star Lord fades, and I'm kind of like, ooh. Like that's how I felt like the swerve because you expected them to die since their like contracts are like
Yeah.
up in the air, so you figured they're gonna kill
One
off
of them are getting
Iron Man. They're gonna kill off Captain. At least those two for sure. You're gonna kill those off. But have either Buck or
Well, yeah.
the other guy take up the mantle of Captain. So,
obviously, there's gonna be some time shit for the next one to bring people back.
yeah, obviously. But I love the time shit they did for that
when
Thanos
he
did for Vision.
Killed Vision twice.
You kind of yeah, that's true.
Vision died twice, and he knew he was dead because he's like, whoa, what? He fucking ate it twice.
Well, Vision was pretty useless in this movie. They got rid of him quick, like early on.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole point was to hide him. He couldn't fight.
Mm-hmm.
But the Spider-Man when he was dying, it was more because his Spidey sense kind of like went off. Like he was like, I feel weird, and he's understanding it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
of
shit was
course.
like, oh, and he hugged him and he died. And I was like, oh shit, Spider-Man's fucking eating.
That was cute, but
So what do you think about the Hulk thing?
that Hulk don't want to come out and play. It makes
There's some
sense.
people that are really upset about that.
It makes sense. It goes along with Ragnarok.
Hey, good. I'm glad you
he
brought
was
that up.
he was Hulk the whole time at Ragnarok, and then he got his
Well,
ass.
he was a petulant child in Ragnarok. He was just like, no, you're dumb and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so when a kid gets beat up, that's a fucking brat.
He doesn't want to come out.
Yeah.
To
that's
play.
what it was. And I liked it. I thought that was cool. I thought he would later on at the end turn it on, but they swerved us with that trailer when he was. They never did that shot where they're all running through the jungle that they showed for the original Avengers thing.
Yeah,
So I thought he'd bust out of the Hulkbuster or something like that.
That's what I thought was going to happen, but it became. I mean, I would have to agree that it became a little excessive towards the end. That him trying to turn into the Hulk. I feel like towards
shots.
the end it got a little played out, and I'm like, all right, you're obviously not changing. Like, stop going through the Hulk face.
They were setting it up because I thought he was going to finally come out. Like, he's like, you love coming out at the end, you know, and it'd be like, here we go. I did like those Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of Hulk faces where he was like half Hulk and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And I wonder if that'll set it up to have Banner and Hulk kind of merge to become, fucking Smart Hulk. And then
Who knows, maybe.
the other thing, I don't know. I really liked it. I thought Thanos was awesome that they didn't kill him. I thought
They
it was
didn't
funny
kill him,
bullshit.
yeah.
And then Thanos will return. And I was like,
When they say that,
that's at the end. You know, it always says like Cap will return. It says
Yeah.
Thanos will return.
I think they cut off our movie before that.
No, because you saw the stinger. You saw the end. That's before the Captain Marvel thing.
Yeah,
It says Thanos will return.
I remember that.
It literally says that right before.
I didn't
You
see that.
you probably were looking away.
Yeah,
But
most
once the
likely.
credits go away, you know, they always have like Black Panther
Yeah.
will return and Avengers, whatever. It
Yeah.
says Thanos will return.
All right, that's good. Yeah, I mean, Doctor Strange. I mean, they're obviously going to take the time stone from him, but that was a big swerve to me. Like, okay, like he's not going to collect all the stones. Okay,
I mean, maybe he's gonna.
that's crazy. And then he pulls out and he goes, "You forget he has the fucking time stone." At that point, you forget that he got it.
I love that when he came down and he was just like, "Oh, Hulk, the Hulkbuster's going through me." Phase it. Oh, I thought he killed Cap because Cap just got like fucking decked in the face. You know, he put his gauntlet on him and canceled it, and he kind of looked at him like, and then he just fucking knocked him into the ground.
Like, nope.
He just fucking destroyed everyone. I thought that was an awesome scene.
Well, did he use a little bit of all the stones in that one jungle scene?
Assuming
He used
well, he always has power going.
yeah, of course.
He had reality. He sent them their own.
Oh, he brought
shit
down
like
the
that.
moon and
Yeah,
when he was in Titan.
that thing was awesome. Where he shattered it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that what's his name? Let's say Zemo. Yeah, Zemo was their best villain. I think Thanos is now like super fleshed
Well,
out.
I mean,
awesome guy.
he took all of them down. All the villains right now recently have just been, to one group.
So how
Typically.
about those legit deaths like Loki and Heimdall and Gamora?
Oh yeah, Heimdall. Oh my god, that was like the first like 2 minutes. Of the
I figured
fucking
Loki
movie.
would have eaten it in the beginning.
I don't know. The thing is with Loki is like, it could be him, it could not be him.
No, that dude got choked out like full on. They even made a joke about it. It's like, you've died too many times. He says no resurrections this time, and he fucking choked him to death. And then the ship exploded.
Yeah.
Loki's dead. I think he's done. Heimdall's dead, and then Gamora. I mean, they'll have to bring her back with some weird time thing, but she's fucking dead too. And I was like, oh shit.
Well, yeah, they paid the price.
I thought that was really cool. I was super excited about it. There was a lot of things that I really liked. I liked that whole movie. Probably gonna try and see it again on Friday.
Yeah, I want to catch it again. It's going to be in the movie theater for a while.
I mean, yeah, it just showed up.
So I'll catch it again after I get back from taking Liz down.
All right, Rocky. Besides all that, what else did you think about it?
That was it.
You have any other takeaways from the film?
No, there were moments. Fuck. There were moments I liked, and there were moments I liked, and then
Well-
everything else was like the rest of it. I don't know, man. Like simple shit, like shit that's made for anyone to like. Like Iron Spider legs come out. I was like, that is cool. That is a cool moment.
Sure.
I don't fucking remember right now. There's just like a lot of like cool little shit, but like it's just cool little shit. It's not anything overly noteworthy. Like, for instance, the whole the stakes thing, I call bullshit because I know that a lot of that cast is going to be revived at some point. So I just don't feel the heaviness of the stakes. Like all the people are like, oh, I'm wrecked by this movie. Like, why?
I was.
Not because you see it.
You invested
live.
for 10 years?
No, I mean, obviously, it's kind of like, it's just like a comic book.
By the way, don't get me wrong. I didn't go into it wanting to not like this movie.
You have been every week. You're like, whatever.
Oh, that's really to you guys. I'm just non-hyped. There's a difference between not wanting to like it and not wanting to get caught up in the hype of it. I just didn't want to get caught up in the hype of it. It was, exaggerate it for effect. But I really wanted to like this movie, and I did. I just don't think it's as seemingly life-changing as people are like. Oh, like it's not my favorite Marvel movie by any measure.
Oh.
I still prefer Black Panther over this movie. And I like Killmonger more than Thanos as a villain. And you could gasp as much as you want. That's the way I feel about it. I don't even think it's better than Civil War. Like, as far as enjoyable movies, it's top 5, sure, but not top 3. I still enjoy Guardians more than it. And even though it has Guardians in it, it's just not a Guardians movie, so it's not as fun. It's just the culmination of too many things almost. So I'm just like, all right, a lot of shit's about to happen. Like, a lot of shit is about to happen.
That's true. But I mean, I think they did the best they can do. I mean, introducing a character like Thanos, he can't just be a Captain America movie villain.
That's the thing. Yeah. I'm not shitting on the movie itself, but all of it doesn't make me be like, this is the greatest movie ever. You know, I'm just like, it's by far the best Avengers movie. But there are just other movies that I enjoyed as a movie more than this.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's scenes that I would like to have seen more Doctor Strange in it, and I'm okay with the scenes he was in, but I just, as a character, I find him a lot more interesting than a lot of the other characters. So it left me wanting more. So I can see that, how like you would enjoy a Black Panther more because there's more Black Panther in it. And, you know,
I just like the composition of that more.
Yeah.
Because again, the Avengers movies, unfortunately, are the summer blockbusters or the multi-part crossovers of comics.
Exactly.
Where it's just like splash page after splash page of like somebody jizzing all over the place. That's not necessarily what I want from a movie. I understand why it's appealing, and I understand like why people react to it to a degree, but I'm like, there's also things that I wish had been done.
So like when it comes to like a comic, like in a comic book, do you necessarily enjoy like the main run of like an arc versus like the side runs?
No, I enjoy the main run. The thing about it is, right, like,
usually the main run's kind of like that.
I don't want movies to parrot comics. I want movies to interpret comics and make a movie about this thing. I don't need you to give me what I get from comics. Like, I want the inverse of what Watchmen was supposed to be. Watchmen was supposed to be a story that this story can only be told in this way via this medium. Like, that's why I don't care about the 10 years leading up to this movie. Because it's like all the miniseries that would lead up to like the big, or, you know, all the monthlies that would lead up to the big annual like brawl.
Yeah, big annual shit. Yeah.
Like, I just make me a good movie. And it is, but it's not my favorite. So I mean, that's the lens that I view it for. I view it as a movie and not as like the over spectacle. I just want like a good movie. So in that, I can find moments I like, but I can also pick apart moments I don't like. Like, for instance, they set up the whole like the time gem is protected by whatever spell earlier, but then Thanos is like, and I get it, power and whatever, but not even like the spell breaks.
What's his name gives it to him? Strange gives him the gem. Yeah, he takes the fake.
And he takes the fake one. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So I thought it then, but even as such,
Ebony Maw tries to get it, and that's when
that's when it does. Yeah. Okay. I didn't love that theme of like the one life for. It drives me nuts.
But it's like superhero stuff.
Power of friendship, man.
Yeah, you can't let.
Yeah, I guess
you're superheroes supposed to be the greatest of us. You know, you can't let people die.
But for instance, right? Like just like 2 days ago, a clip from Black Panther, a deleted scene was released that shows Okoye and her husband's conversation post, like I think it's after Killmonger takes power in Wakanda,
when they're
whatever.
in the little throne room talking.
Right, and they're talking, and like I liked it because it conveys how they feel about each other and the fact that they still have issues no matter like how much they love each other, and they'll like persevere at, you know, by the end of that deleted scene. Like, that's the feeling you get. But in the context of the movie, like if you fit that back into the movie, she's still willing to kill him for the greater good of Wakanda, you know. And it's just like everybody, like the Scarlet Witch Vision thing was just like, the whole universe can burn, I will save you, you know. And that like that's her outlook, and I'm like, I mean, that feels weak. You know, it's just like, all right, I guess, put everybody at risk. What kind of hero are you?
But that's what happens. They're people.
That's the thing with
that's
the thing with Marvel.
But I get like it.
That's the thing with Star-Lord, that people got upset about him, that he fucked everything up, but it's because he's
because he was going to kill Gamora.
Yeah, well, because
No,
he lost his cool because Gamora's dead, and some people are like super upset, like, oh, you fucking ruined Star-Lord and all this shit, and he caused the whole shit. I'm like, well, if you were in that situation, you learn the woman that you love is fucking dead. Of course, you'd lose your shit for like a second.
No, in his context, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like I don't know. There's something about it that just felt.
See,
Like it was good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, like I said, I go high 7 into 8 territory.
see that's why I like stuff like that is why I like Marvel characters, because they're flawed. You know, unlike DC characters, a lot of DC characters they'll make their, like Superman supposed to make that distinction and be like, for the greater good, I'll kill this one person. And well, he obviously did in the movie.
Yeah, I'm like, they did that.
he did that in the movie, but that's
they did
that's
it in the
why
comics also with those same characters, but it was like of a different Earth, and they gave it context for not being like he's a killer.
that's the thing with Marvel characters a lot. Like they're flawed. Like they won't do that.
I guess.
I can see how like Scarlet Witch is, like fuck the other people. Like I want to be with you.
Well, she just couldn't kill him. She wanted every other way to make him survive, and then
I don't know. It's just like
find a different way. No,
it's weird. Like I also think the I don't know. They take like these big kind of character motivation leaps between movies and shit that sometimes, like even like that, I'm like, well, in the last movie that they were together.
Well, mind you, this is supposed to be a couple of years. They even say it's like 2 years.
Yeah. But in the last movie they were together.
I wish they wrote 2 years.
They were trying to kill each other. Like she like
because
sunk Vision into the ground so they could get away.
And they talk about that. I know they hinted at their like kind of budding relationship in Civil War when he looked at her longingly, whatever. But I think they bring it up too, like we're on different sides to try to cool down. But
no, I mean, like I said, there's just little things, like there's little things that jump out at me while I'm watching it and take me out a little bit here and there. But I will say, to me, it just felt a little longer than it needed to. But I understand the why.
There's also a scene in Civil War where Iron Man finds out that it's Buck who ended up killing his parents, and he loses his shit, and he wants to kill Bucky, even though he can be like, oh well, he was under mind control, so he didn't really do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually for the greater good that he's around.
Is it?
I don't know, but that's what his flaw is. He looked past it, and he's like, I'm going to kill you, and guess what? I'm going to also try and kill Captain because you're his fucking friend, even though Captain is ultimate all good. So it's like, he lost his shit right there and then.
Yeah, but I feel like that falls more into the Star-Lord argument of just like, when you're bereft in that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean,
it was just, I was reading a lot of people are like, fuck Star-Lord because what he did. And I was like,
human
dude,
element, man.
It is. Like if someone, I'd probably lose my shit too. Like you find out that you.
The other thing though, like going back to the Thanos thing that I mentioned, is being that I want this to be like an interpretation of something that existed in one medium into another.
Sure.
I wish the characterization would be closer to like the source.
Yeah.
That's why I don't care about all of the Thanos backstory. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to give me Thanos backstory, explain to me why he wants balance.
Yeah.
Not just say he wants balance.
Well, they kind of do.
What was it?
When he was talking about that he wipes out the planet.
Like resources and blah, blah, blah. But that's...
He's just a fucking madman. That's what he is.
I guess. But even the madman part doesn't come across to me. Like, they tried to humanize that character too much for my liking. And I would, like, you read the Thanos miniseries, where he's a kid that gets, like, beat up and people treat him like shit all the time.
Yeah, and he kills his dad and kills everyone.
Right, and he grows resentful of everybody. And then, like, I would much rather have that than what I got. And, knowing a better version exists, I'm like, this is lacking a little bit.
I mean, I like the kind of interpretation that they made it. He was a nut, like his whole idea. It's like, we got to kill, whatever, all the Jews because that'll make the world better. We got to wipe off all these people because that'll make the universe better. And,
but I feel
I'm
like
doing the right thing.
His zealotry was like the opposite of Ronan, who is like made out to be this ultimate zealot, right? And that's why he wants to like destroy all these people.
For his war, for his people, yeah.
Right. But he was like one extreme. Mm-hmm. Thanos, they put on the way shallower end of that, where it just felt like the universe needs balance because resources, and when people start to outnumber the resources and then collapse.
So technically,
like it seemed very mathematic.
So technically he's a good guy.
No, Thanos is just
I mean, technically he's Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, he's a fucking sociopath that just got a bunch of other fucking nut sociopaths behind him.
So I don't know.
It's the Nazis.
I wanted more, but I did like the Gamora portion of it because it was fairly concise. It explains why she resents him, and it sets up the little knife gimmick thing.
I like that scene where he pulled her aside as the kid, and he's like,
I mean, I liked it too, and it's one of the only times you see him in like the full armor, other than I think the beginning.
Yeah, it was in the beginning when he was fighting Hulk.
Yeah, when he takes off all his shit.
I like that that they got the Hulk fight out of the way, like right at the start.
When I went to check that other theater, even though they started at the same time, one was playing trailers still, the other one had already started the movie.
You missed that?
So I caught him kicking the shit out of the Hulk, but like just barely.
It's pretty much what it is.
And it was around the time that he had Thor. He had him all beat up to shit.
He's holding him by the head and stuff.
Yeah, and Loki has the cube. Like,
that's way past.
I missed everything before that.
It's just all them with the dead, and then
I think Heimdall dies at the end when the ship blows up.
They pan past Heimdall, but they never say. But yeah, Loki, he says the line that we have a Thor. It's just like from Avengers 1. I mean, we have a Thor. We have a Hulk.
I saw
and
that.
Hulk trucks out. Yeah, that's the whole fight. Like when they're fighting in the corner, and
I saw that. And he pretty much gets knocked to shit, and then Heimdall sends him to Earth.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that bit, but anything just before that, I didn't catch.
Oh, just before that is the
probably nothing of great.
It's Ebony Maw doing his speech, which I really like. Those like everyone here, you are going to be saved by Lord Thanos.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'll probably go see it again also, just because I want to see the whole thing.
Yeah, now that you've seen it, you want to take in stuff.
It's like with most movies, like Ready Player One, right? Like, I had my initial opinion, and then like on the second viewing, you don't expect anything, you know what's coming, so you can kind of like analyze a little bit better.
Yeah.
So like, my opinion could change, but right now, that's just my first impression. But yeah, I like the little Gamora stuff. I know she's not dead, so I don't care really. Like, I didn't even think it was, I knew he was going to kill her. So I'm just like, this isn't like, I preferred the Nebula stuff before the Gamora stuff. Because the Gamora stuff was kind of like set in stone already. I didn't expect to see Nebula all fucked up, and then like her to have that. Yeah. I loved it, but her to have that little run afterwards, and then you see that what's established in Guardians 2 that she still cares for her sister. Blah 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 blah. Same with Gamora; she's willing to give up the fate of the universe effectively to save her. So like, I like those little things like that. I think that's what the Russos do best in those movies, as far as like writing and characterization. But in the grand scope is where they lose me. It's too grand. Now don't get me wrong, at least I didn't go the Justice League route, which is fucking atrocious.
Well, that's what I was trying to like comparing this movie to that, because this movie was the Justice League movie. I mean, not it was, but it was everything that DC, that movie, would have wished it could have been.
Agreed.
This movie was a dark tower movie and had a lot of sad shit. Justice League was a dark, sad movie, but there was nothing like, I felt like, man, this is fucking bad dark. Like, this is like an Empire Strikes Back where that's dark, and I'm like, oh shit, and people die, and they have funny bits, but the funny bits are there to kind of bring a little brevity, while the funny bits of Justice League aren't there. Like, they're there, and I'm like,
I'll tell you,
why would you say that, Batman? Like, that's not funny.
I'll tell you another thing. Like, in my wanting to consume it like a movie versus like a part of a greater series, I don't like that it's not always the most self-contained, right? So like, Nicole hadn't seen Civil War.
Oh, wow.
So, and she hadn't seen Age of Ultron either. But Nicole wasn't like a superhero movie watcher.
No, I get you, but I thought you saw it.
No, I had wanted to watch it with her, but I mean, that's also a lot of hours of movie to watch. So she was also like, who the fuck is this? Like, she didn't have context for Scarlet Witch or Vision or any of that. I'd given her the long and short of it probably years ago when the movie came out, but whatever. That being said, she still really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, she told me. I was talking to her about it, yeah.
But conversely to Black Panther that I enjoy more, I feel like that story is it's well better told in the time that you have. Like, you don't need all these other factors, because even like anything that involves him that happens in a previous movie gets addressed in that movie.
I like seeing M'Baku again.
He was cool. I like seeing all of them. I wish there was more Wakanda. I'm such a huge fan of Wakanda. I wish there was more of like those characters.
It had that Wakanda,
not the land.
The music coming in. I was like, oh man, the same music in that thing. I like the M'Baku's like their war cry thing. I thought it was cool. I didn't think. I'll tell you this: when the Black Panther phased away, I didn't think he was going to. I thought it was going to be Okoye.
This is the thing,
just
right?
because Black Panther's new, and I was like,
a lot of their future.
Oh shit! Okay.
A lot of the future.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think there's no stakes, because they're coming back because of pre-contractually obligated things.
Well, the
Well,
new people,
I
yes,
mean,
but the
if
old
you-
people.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The new people, but those are the ones that got affected the most by the movie.
But that's the thing. We're plugged into that we know about the contracts and stuff like that.
That was
but being like somebody like, for example,
kid.
like a kid,
yeah, for sure.
watching it
Oh, shit,
and not
Spider-Man.
knowing that this, that could possibly be Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr.'s last movie.
I fully understand, but unfortunately, like wrestling, there's a smarkiness to knowing this, right?
You got the
And
smart
I
audience, yeah.
try to switch it off, and I mean, like, it's like, oh fuck, but again, I also know that there's a part 2 to this movie.
Yeah.
Like, you just certain facts that you can't avoid about this movie. Like, if you're a kid, fine, 'cause kids are ignorant to these facts. But an adult who the movie is actually made for, right? Because thematically, kids aren't going to pick up on 3/4 of what's going on in this movie. Like,
Yeah,
it
the
just,
Thanos stuff.
Yeah.
And his speeches and everything now.
so like, it just.
I mean, you even have adults that are not. They're not also in tune with the whole like contract thing and stuff
Totally,
like that.
totally.
yeah.
But I mean, that's again where my disconnect happens.
I mean,
I'm not saying anybody is wrong for loving this movie. I just don't fully get it myself.
I turn it off when I watch the movie. Because,
Yeah, I want to turn that off because I feel like it ruins a little bit of it.
I mean,
I just can't help it. Like, I'm just like, well,
I feel for the characters. I mean, I wasn't like, oh shit. When Bucky went away, I was like, oh man. And I did say that. I was like, oh, these are people like I didn't think would disappear. Like shit would start happening. That's how I was like, oh wow. Oh wow. And then when Spider-Man died, I was like, oh wow. And in my head, I was like, oh shit.
yeah, that was
I thought his movie was before the next Avengers. I was like, oh okay.
that was a swerve for me. That I knew these guys are like the future and like
well,
they're
this
the
is
ones disappearing.
This is the other thing, right? So the Gamora one, it was the one that happened. I mean, granted, not counting Loki. Those I was like, oh shit, they're dead. Yeah.
Yeah, Mega dead.
But when you get to the Gamora one, right, and it has so much kind of like build up leading to it, like in the movie,
I like that death.
I was like, okay, but there's a very aside from knowing that, like, I'm just processing the movie as I'm watching it. I'm like, there's a chance this character's coming back. Like, it just didn't feel solidified as opposed to Loki or Heimdall.
Well, she wasn't
or
a-
that ship.
She wasn't a phase away.
I know, but I mean, this isn't the dragon. Like, you can just bring back whoever the fuck you want.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but she's not one of the phaser ones. I'm wondering how they're gonna.
Yeah. So then that happens, and I'm like, all right. But then also, I realized when I was watching it that everybody that does turn to Ash, like you pointed out, is all kind of new people, none of the old people. If you would have mixed and matched a little bit, then I would have been like, I wonder what's going to happen next. But I was like, oh shit, RDJ is alive. Oh shit, Chris Evans is alive.
Yes,
This is incredibly deliberate. Like, that's how it reads to me. Incredibly deliberate. So I was just like, okay, we'll see what happens next. Again, not shitting on it. That's just my thought process.
Yeah, it's the whole original Avengers team. So
That's why, like, when I go over all of it together, 7 3/4.
Well, did not all the Guardians disappeared, right?
No,
yeah.
Rocket's alive.
Oh yeah,
Rocket,
Rocket's
right?
the only one.
He's the only one.
yeah.
Because Groot's gone.
Trees.
Star-Lord.
I mean the trees.
yeah,
And Drax, yeah,
Drax and
And
Gamora,
Gamora, obviously.
and Mantis.
yeah, Mantis too. Yeah,
Yeah, Rocket's the only one.
Rocket. He was in Wakanda.
Yeah.
And so he's the only one.
Yeah, it's him, Bucky, Okoye. I don't think Ayo makes it.
No, Bucky.
Ayo does make it.
Bucky
Ayo.
vaporized.
She was in the movie.
Yeah, she was.
Where was she?
She was there. I looked specifically for her.
Yeah, Bucky vaporized.
'Cause
He's
she's
the
actually
first
the
one
one
you
who's
see
the
to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he? Okay.
Yeah, it's when Cap turns around. And
In Wakanda, I forget who vaporized.
It's like the moment after
I know
Thanos
Scarlet
wins,
Witch is
she
Dunzo.
vaporizes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve turns around and he goes, Steve, like he says, Steve, and
Oh,
then you see him
yeah,
drop his
yeah,
gun
yeah,
and he
yeah.
fades away. He's the first one to go. That's why I was like, oh wow. But he was the first one to start showing.
Black Widow doesn't make it.
No, she does. Original Avengers team all sticks around.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. She's with Okoye when
I hope Vision goes all white suit. I don't know if they'll bring him back to life. But his fucking head's all ripped up.
He didn't vaporize. No, he was just.
Well, he's just a fucking
body.
robot.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a husk.
I was gonna ask you about something.
Why you think of that? I was telling Nicole, I'm like, it's because of that website, right? Like, Thanos lets you live or whatever.
That's what that is. It's just you die or
Yeah, I don't know. We both of us and I think one other person's gotten lets you live.
you know,
But yeah, in fact, it's just a random
it probably is. It's just a
generator, yeah.
flip on the.
But it made me think. I'm like, I don't think Thanos is the one that decides who dies.
no, it's just.
It's just the gem does, or like the universe. Does.
I liked his when he did the snap. It just fucking fried his arm out in the gauntlet. It fucked it up. I kind of enjoyed it.
I like the
Yeah, 'cause he
scene,
used
like,
all the power of the gauntlet.
And I did like I'm gonna watch the sunrise, and that's what he did. Just sat down, just watched.
Even though, but he still has access to the reality gem.
He has all of them. It's just I think
Yeah.
the whole gauntlet.
so who stabbed the shit out of him?
Thor.
Thor.
what I
That's
was gonna
right.
bring
Yeah,
up.
Thor stabbed him. He should have aimed for the head.
I like that. How about that Beta Ray Bill Stormbringer?
Is that the Beta Ray Bill?
That's
I
Beta
thought-
Ray Bill's axe.
Is it?
No, I know it's the name of it.
That's it.
The Beta Ray Bill is golden.
No, he had a white one. He had the silver or whatever it is. I think.
I mean, that one's made of stone or like metal, maybe metal,
I think
maybe
it's-
Uru, but
I know it's Stormbringer, and it's the weird axe.
I trust me. I
hammer
told you I'd already seen the toy like months ago.
thing. Oh, okay.
I knew it's Stormbreaker,
Stormbreaker. Yeah.
but I knew what it looked like for months. That's why I was gonna mention to you. You're like, no, and I'm like,
It's cool as shit, man.
I'm like, it's wrapped in vines, so Groot must have something to do with it. And then he did, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I was.
I like that. Everyone had a reason. Groot was just stuck on his video games until that moment. I like that thing that we are Groot. Oh, you speak Groot? Oh, yes.
Yeah, they explained that it's an actual language.
Hey, man.
No, but always, well, at least in the comics, it's always been an actual language.
Yeah, but they haven't brought it in the context. They just figured that Rocket can understand him or just figure out what he's trying to say.
It's like Chewbacca, man.
But they never really explained that he's actually speaking a language. That only
Really?
some people can understand.
I could have swore he said it.
I think in the first movie,
first
dude.
Guardians
I think in
movie.
Guardians.
I
they
don't
talk
think
about it.
so. I
Pretty
think they
sure.
just say all he says is "I am Groot," and then you
I
see
think
them.
Rocket says because Rocket talks to him, so
Yeah, Rocket's talking
understands
to him. But I thought it was more put out that he just kind of figures what he's talking about.
No, Rocket talks to him, like he speaks to him. That's why he gives him such deliberate responses to whatever Groot is saying.
Yeah,
yeah, Groot.
But he's not filling in blanks. Like like Groot says something, and he's just
Oh,
like,
that reminded me when they're introducing them all. It's like Thor, Rocket, and then it's Captain America. And he's like, I'm Rocket, or something. He's like, I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers.
I am Steve Rogers. Yeah.
I don't know. That was very funny.
overly sexy Cap is also very funny to me.
Hey, man. Bearded Cap is where it's at, bro.
Sexiest man.
One
That's where
thing
it's at,
one thing that Danny wanted when I was talking to him about it, he really wanted to mention how War Machine got his in. He was really happy about that.
What do you mean? He just dropped bombs on things?
Yeah, I mean he loved that. He
Is
was
Danny
he was
a War
he was
Machine,
he likes War Machine a lot. He was like, "Oh, War Machine got his justice due, man. He was fucking wrecking shit." And I was like, "All right."
That's such the most random ass character. Yeah, you got it, baby. Your legs, your fucking back got blown up.
I mean, truly though,
He's a War
it's
Machine
only
fan.
the second movie that does anything of real substance. Because in Iron Man 2, like,
They do the end fight in Iron Man 2.
but it's not of substance. It's just like the end fight.
They're doing their.
Then when he's Iron Patriot in Iron Man 3, he doesn't do anything really.
No, he doesn't do anything about it.
And then Civil War is the next time he shows up, and
He
that's
does
where he actually
something a
does
little bit
stuff.
more,
And
yeah.
you see War Machine the way War Machine should be. Like the reason you're called War Machine is because you have a fuck ton of like armaments.
Artillery, yeah.
So you don't see that until Civil War, and then now in this movie.
Yeah, he just did a bomb strike on the fucking on the field.
Yeah. Also, Falcon and Bucky with just machine guns. I was like, this is lame.
Oh, I mean, what else are they gonna use? That's
Well,
what
he
they-
had Falcon had the
Red
the
Bird?
3 birds.
yeah,
man.
Redbird. I mean, he always uses guns.
He had the 3
I know
drones.
he does,
It's
but
cool as shit.
like Black Widow seemed cooler just fighting hand to hand.
I like that.
He just has like two
it's a
little
cool
Tech
gun.
Nines. It's like
It's a cool gun. Can I have that? No.
No.
How about that arm? No. I'll get that later.
Look at this.
This was I like that the
Those are
Guardians
good pairing.
stayed super Guardians.
The what?
The Guardians stayed very much
Yes.
characterized as the Guardians would.
That whole scene where Drax was watching them felt very like I'm watching the Guardians movie.
Yeah, like James Gunn directed.
I've been here for an hour. I move very slowly. I cracked the other day.
That was some of the best stuff in there. The comedy was all on point in this movie.
It was, like I said, it did in the dark moments. It had its funny thing, like the whole thing with Scarlet Witch at the end when everyone's fighting. She's like, "Why didn't we bring her out before?" When Okoye said that, and I was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, they did.
You know.
They did things like putting this guy as the. Oh man, what's his name from Game of Thrones? I'm forgetting his name.
Peter
now.
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
I was gonna keep saying, I keep thinking it's Etrian, but it's
As the dwarf?
What the fuck is the dwarf's name? Whatever. It's the one who makes Mjolnir.
I thought that was hilarious. Like that little.
See, I
thing.
thought that whole sequence was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like the having to turn on like all the molten bullshit.
Yeah,
and-
turn on the star again.
yeah. Like that stuff was very good. Shit, I was gonna say. Oh, when Spidey gets his new costume was awesome.
The Iron Suit, yeah.
But then I think everything after that is less awesome.
But it's definitely since Ragnarok, they really have done a good number on on Thor and like just changing his character. It's done him justice.
I think Thor's on a
to
good
make that
stride right
turn.
now.
Yeah.
The colors were
That's why I
back.
don't want him to go. I'm like, Thor's really good now.
The coloring of this movie was back to like darker colors.
Yeah, well, it's the dour time of this movie.
Hey man, everybody should get their respective color palettes.
I like Thor at the end coming in. Like, I don't know. I really enjoy. I mean, like I said, Thor's
Like a bat out of hell, man.
Hey, man.
Well, he can call now he can call the actual
He's the god of thunder.
the Rainbow Bridge and stuff.
Thought it was funny though that like so he arrives on the battlefield in Wakanda and he fights all the scrubs. Let the two Black Order guys fight like it's 4 or 5 other people.
because he's cleaning up those
he's
ships and
cleaning up.
everything, man.
Yeah, but
he's just
they
cleaning
can
them
take care of that. Like,
No, he
should
blew
fight
that
the strongest guys.
No, he came in cleanup. He's batting cleanup, so he came in and just like wrecked that field.
It was just really funny for it to have the most powerful character on your field fighting scrubs.
He's wiping them out. He's the cleaning house of that thing. You know, I know it's a stupid thing to say, but I guess I like it. When Proxima Midnight releases the fucking whatever the fuck they are, those beasts,
Oh,
I like it's silly.
buddies.
I like the shot, and it's a CG shot, but it's the inside of the ship, and you see all the bodies fucking crashing into each other, and the doors kind of opening, and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
fun on.
They World War Z it.
I really like that shot. Like, it's so cool. It's a red light, and it's just opening, and you see these fucking bodies just chunking into each other and trying to pour out. And I like the whole thing of them just filing into that shield and just killing them, killing themselves. Just
Yeah,
to get
World
hit.
War Z.
Yeah, they were just going crazy. I really like that. I think that was like better than Chitauri. It was like another nameless thing, but I thought they.
Oh, the Chitauri lame. When they showed back up, I was like, "Why are the Chitauri here?"
'Cause they're
and that was
part
the
of his-
flashback. I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Well, they're also his like dudes doing his like.
I know, but they
surgery.
haven't been around since the first Avengers movie.
Um,
So theoretically, you imagine they're wiped out or imprisoned on Earth.
I know I'm supposed to get it, but I don't. I don't get why Thanos knows Stark, and I know I'm supposed to.
I got nothing.
Someone said
from the
something.
Chitauri.
I guess.
It has to be from Chitauri or Loki. I mean,
Maybe.
I don't know because remember he was in cahoots with Loki. So
I like.
Yeah, but it would have been in the same one movie.
I like Tony's Extremis suit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was cool shit.
all the nanos.
I thought that was really
Nanotech.
cool. I thought it worked really well.
No, they made him like a fucking badass. They made him hold his own against Thanos by himself at one point.
Yeah, I like that as parts get destroyed, like just chunks.
He
of
kept
armor
moving it
missing.
around.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, like with the dagger thing.
Really
moving through
clever.
his arm. Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought that
Yeah,
was-
sadly, Doctor Strange felt shortchanged to me.
He did. I wanted so much more out of him, but like the little stuff he did, I thought was cool as shit. It made me want more.
He did some cool stuff.
Yeah,
like
but-
him with the fucking clones of himself, all the millions.
See, I preferred the Crimson Band to Sidorak. Like when they're attacking him and Mantis is on his head, he has a Crimson Band like holding him in place. Like that was a cool Easter egg for me, and anybody else that knows that that's a spell he uses. But other than that, he didn't like. He did a lot, but also it all felt kind of flat to me. Like Wong was more entertaining
Wong
in
was
the
a
little
badass.
bit of time
Yeah.
that he was there.
I'll cut that shit in half and everything.
You know, so it's like. Yeah, I thought his performance in his own movie was better than his performance.
Well,
in
this was
movie.
him trying to get away and being like, "We have to fucking protect this." I'm not.
I don't know. He just felt he just read flat to me overall. Like he had no peaks or valleys. Really, he was just like one valley.
He was protect the gym.
Well, he was helping also. I like the team up he did with Spider-Man. He goes, open a hole. Another one.
That's what he
one.
kept saying. I thought he was
Another
like,
hole.
I thought he kept
Another
saying
hole.
like magic kick or something like that.
No, I
He
think
kept saying what he was doing. That's what I thought.
it was with Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, and he was opening the using the sling ring.
That reminded me of the Star Lord. Boom, and he flicks him off and he puts the
Yeah.
bomb. I thought that was cool.
But yeah, that was it. Did you see the Ant-Man and Wasp trailer?
Yeah, I saw that. Like it was like 2 days ago or something like that.
No, I did not see
You haven't
this.
seen it? It looks really good.
Yeah, with ghosts and everything.
Female ghost.
Yeah, well, I've known that for a bit. I thought it was the chick from the Mummy, but I think I'm wrong.
Does this
No, I
take,
don't think it
does
is.
it take place? I'm guessing before.
Yeah, because this is 2 years after
Yeah.
Civil War, so this is before. that.
Okay, the 2 years.
Yeah,
This is during when Clinton.
Do you think Clint's gonna make an appearance in that, man?
maybe. A lot of people think maybe possibly just like a
That
show.
Ronin.
But he's supposed to be in Japan doing his shit or something like that. That's what their whole him being Ronin is supposed to be.
But the trailer looks really cool. It sets up Wasp to be a badass,
Yeah,
like a badass fighter, and like just super cool.
I like Goliath in that.
I like Goliath in that.
We worked on the Goliath project. I got 25 feet tall. It's like 65. What? 65?
I'm sure Sharon's very good.
I gotta watch it now.
65.
I'm so sad I missed it.
Well, I have you already
I thought
seen?
they'd put it in that movie.
Have you already seen the internet speculation of what that could mean for what happened in Infinity War?
What you mean?
So, since Chris, you haven't seen it, there's a moment where Pym has to go to Michael Pena's character. I guess they have an agency of some sort.
We stole from you.
Yeah. And yeah, because they're all at desks, right? Like T.I., the dude from Dark Knight, and Michael Pena are at desks talking to him, and he's there with Evangeline Lilly, and they're having this whatever, and he's just like, yeah, man, you remember us? We stole from you, whatever. And he was just like, yes. And in another segment, he's just like, we heard you open the quantum realm or some shit like that.
No, they say the microverse, right?
No, he said the quantum realm.
They show it
or the
real
quantum
quickly.
something, right? And
Probably
they cut to
quantumverse, I
it.
bet you.
And from what people have been posting online, it's also one of the areas that Rocket and Yondu travel through, or a similar space when they're in
doing that
Guardians
huge
2, where
jump.
they're like jumping to try to get to Ego.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that quantum space has been shown before and it exists, right? And I think it's partly like the microverse, or like, oh, if the regulator doesn't work, then you'll just shrink forever and go into quantum space. One of the speculations is that all the Ash people were just kind of like shrunken into the quantum area,
And they're just there.
and that'll be like how they can be brought back. Another one is that in the comics, the Soul Gem collects souls also within
yes.
it.
If
So
anyone that
all the
dies
Ash
that's
people-
related to the Soul
right.
Gem will always be there. So that's why Gamora died for the Soul Gem. She should be with the Soul Gem.
So
That's
there
the
was
thing
and
about
that there was that one. So like in a way, Ant-Man and Wasp could tie into Infinity War just tangentially.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've talked about it before, and they have those set shots with Ant-Man and Tony and Cap, and I was wondering if maybe something dealing with the microverse gets them to back in time or some shit, because obviously they're gonna have to do some weird time shit.
So
Because Cap does have his old original costume.
they haven't filmed part 2 yet.
They have. They were doing it.
Simultaneously? Okay, that's what
You
I
didn't
thought.
see that Jeff Goldblum hosted like this panel that had almost all the actors on stage. And I saw a truncated version of it, but in one of them, the question is to, I think, Robert Downey Jr., and it's like, do you make it through this movie? And he turns to Kevin Feige and he's just like, well, since we shot both of them, we'll just have to see like in 2019 or whatever the fuck the next one comes
Next
out.
one's next year.
Yeah, 2019.
Oh, okay. I thought because you were like, whenever that one.
No, whenever, like in 2019. I just don't know when.
Oh, I don't know when. I know it's after Captain Marvel.
But they confirmed that they shot both of them.
Yeah, they shot it back to back.
They Lord of the Rings did.
Which is they originally, I think they were going to do something else, but then they did it like that on purpose.
I also think this goes with the contract stuff. Because they had like one movie.
Oh, and they just shot it all together.
So I think to shoot all together. Because I think like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, and RDJ had the one movie in their contract left. Well, contractually obligated to be in the one movie. So if you do it as one production, I think that's what it counts as.
I like, since we never talked about the Captain Marvel thing, I know it's whatever, her beeper and the little symbol.
Yeah.
Oh, super cool.
I thought it was cool too. I actually thought I was going to see her in the film. Like I thought she'd show up at the end or some shit.
I was kind of glad she didn't.
Yeah, because there were leaks of her like filming like really early.
She's
Yeah, that's
probably
green suit stuff,
Yeah, the green suit. That's in her movie.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going to be in the next one because I assume her movie will end with her getting the distress call. Because the whole movie,
I mean, maybe not.
well, the whole movie's a flashback to the 90s, so it'll probably
Right,
pick up with her.
But I
coming
mean,
to
that
Earth.
movie could also end with her like making an agreement with Fury and having the pager thing. You know what I mean? And then you can make the logical leap that ends in like 1990, whatever the shit.
Yeah.
He gives it to her. She's off in Kree space or wherever.
I think she's
fighting Skrulls. And then like the signal eventually comes in and then she flies to Earth.
Mhm.
So like I think that's that could be a stinger thing at the end of her movie, if anything. Jump to current time, even since you've been watching all 90s and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, because that's what
What's
I assume that's what it's going to. Something's going to be like, oh shit, and she has to.
Right, and she has to
and it
fly
ends with
away.
her, yeah.
And then that way you can logically start the next Avengers movie with her arriving on Earth, however
Yeah.
much later.
Mhm.
And I think I read somewhere that Kevin Feige has admitted she's like the strongest character in the MCU thus far.
She should be.
Stronger than Thor is.
Thor has Odin.
He has the Odin power.
Odin now,
Odin
now he's
power,
Odin
yeah.
Force in him.
And I mean, it's one of those like Captain Marvel. I don't think has ever like picked up Mjolnir,
No.
because then she'd have the additional powers of, you know what I mean. So I think the Thor powers could be on par
She's
with.
going to have quantum bands?
No, because that's
That's
Phyla-Vell.
Yeah.
That's the other Captain Marvel.
Quasar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to think, like, after watching when I was driving home, I was trying to figure out what would be for the second movie. Because obviously it's got to do with some time shit to bring people back or something like that, which they've shown. And now we know none of the gems. Something's going to happen. Maybe you can get Kang in the next one because that is with time.
Maybe.
Well, I'm guessing that the gauntlet's fried.
Well, Thanos has it anyway.
Well, all the gems work.
All
So it doesn't matter.
It's just his fucking arm and everything. Yeah, he just...
It was like a large exertion
of power.
power all at once. So it just like fucked it up. But the gems are still good to go.
They could craft another gauntlet.
He could.
Yeah. I don't know how they'd make gems.
Beat up Peter Dinklage. I mean, they still work though.
They
He
do.
shows up on Sunshine Planet with gem power.
No, I'm talking about how, like, say humans.
Oh.
Yeah, the Avengers would make them.
No, they were born at the creation of the universe.
Well,
And unless you
go back in time to the creation of the universe.
Oh no, I was gonna say you introduced the multiverse in the Council of Reeds.
No. I was in the whole movie, was like, oh, where's my fan? I was like, forever. I was like really hoping
I told you it wasn't happening.
you know.
Too early.
I still think that the next villain to go for is Doom, not Kang, but that's me. I mean,
I've
in a
been,
perfect
I've been
world,
wanting
you can
to
have
Yeah.
Doom.
I've been wanting Doom forever.
He'd be amazing.
I mean, you could have Doom at the end of this one, or you can introduce Kang because of the time fucking problems. But I mean, Doom would be amazing. Maybe we'll get Surfer in the next movie. Maybe it
That's
could be
a
Too soon. I still have the bad taste of the old Surfer.
No, man, that's years
Yeah.
ago.
That was bad.
You get the Defenders.
get-
Now we got the real Defenders.
you
Man.
get
We get
Surfer,
Surfer, Hulk,
is
fucking Strange
You
comes
need us a
back.
Mariner.
If you get Surfer,
Yeah,
I mean, Galactus isn't far away,
Well, there you go.
and I don't think they'll do Galactus again.
I know Adam Warlock is probably going to be in Guardians 3, but I don't think Guardians 3 is before the next Avengers.
No, not at all.
Next year is Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Avengers.
I'll tell you right now, I'm Googling the MCU timeline.
Galactus is easy. He's just hungry, bro.
Did you mean
Bruh.
he's just hungry, bro? Or he's just a hungry bro? Like,
You go both. You go, I'm hungry, bro.
I'm hungry,
Or
bro.
He's just a hungry bro. Just
Yeah, see? He's just a hungry bro.
Just give him some gas giants to eat.
No, man, he needs to eat fucking energy and sustenance. He's going to have all that thing.
He's veggie now, though.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He creates
He's a
life.
good dude.
I mean, I don't know if he
life
still
creator.
is creates life guy, but creates life. But yeah, I really like Thor now, and he's getting his stride, and his contract's up, and I don't want him to go away. I know he's probably going to go away, Thor.
Oh,
Yeah, he had a rough beginning.
And after Thor Ragnarok, he's cool, and in this one, he's really good. And I'm like, oh man, because usually I'm like, yeah, it's Thor, but now I'm like, oh shit, it's fucking Thor,
Thor,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, look at the fucking lightning powers.
Yeah, I rewatched Ragnarok not too long ago.
Ragnarok's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man. It looks like it's just Captain Marvel and Ant-Man.
Is this the time? Oh, I thought this was like, who owns what?
No, this is the release.
Is that this?
Captain no,
It
Ant-Man's,
says Inhumans. though.
Ant-Man's in a
That can't
couple-
be
that's-
right.
Is
No.
that this year?
no, Ant-Man is this year. It's in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's? 2
Yeah,
weeks?
yeah.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, that's why all the trailers are
That's
coming
the
out.
last Marvel movie for this.
Well, was the trailer connect with the Infinity War?
No.
'Cause I went to the bathroom during the trailer.
No. There was no thing. The only thing was on Deadpool 2.
Yes, okay. I saw
Yeah,
Deadpool 2.
Peter Wisdom.
I didn't see it because remember the movie had already started.
But you haven't seen the Deadpool 2 trailer beforehand?
No.
Oh, no. It's the final
Look
one.
at it.
I heard a rumor, and I think it's Juggernaut's supposed to be in that movie. Villain's supposed to be Black Tom Cassidy, and Juggernaut ain't far behind Black Tom Cassidy.
That was going to be Cable.
That's what you're supposed to know. But Black Tom is in the movie. Like,
Okay.
There's a guy that's casted at him. And they just
He's
never
probably like the beginning, like, we'll fight against him and then we'll team up.
Yeah, and Black Tom's the real shit. And Juggernaut's not far from Black Tom Cassidy.
All right, well, I'll watch it now. But we're just over an hour.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna wrap it up. I think this is a good logical stopping place, anyhow. So until next week, I have been Rocky.
Chris?
Rick.
We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
So gotta pee.
She wanna break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She wants some reggaeton, 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 reggaeton. Whoa, 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 whoa. Mamacita, oh my God, I think you're on fire. Do you want me to get you water? You make me want to be your baby father. Cause the dance you do is getting harder. I better cuff you before the boys follow. What you think? I think you wanna. I think you wanna. She wanna break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She wants some reggaeton, 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 reggaeton. Skateboy, whoa, whoa. I've been long overdue and some been overdone. You've been untouched, well I can make you overcome. I know he telling you what he can make you, and I know he telling you what he can take you. By the way, mom, hey, is that your hair? If it ain't, it took 2 days in the hair shop chair. I'm just joking. I make you smile, right? Look, come here. I mean, excuse me, baby. You dancing fast, ma, this ain't muddy and gay. But your butt is Sergio Valentes. It's plump, I'm being honest, cause it's just nice. You looking different, saying to yourself,
There's no right.
show you cute, but you know you won't dismiss this plight. When my chain keep blinking like Christmas lights. Get it right. Yes, sir, mamacita. Oh my God, I think you're on fire. Do you want me to get you water? You make me want to be your baby father. Cause the dance you do is getting harder. I better cuff you before the boys follow. What you think? I think you wanna. I think you wanna. She wanna break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She wants some reggaeton, 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 reggaeton. Whoa, whoa. Yo, what's up, man? You may not know Spanish, but you know that Yankee. Sin uso de esteroides y tienda más que Guillermo. Joseador Latin Hustler. Somos los dueños de los bizcochos y los suplimos al costo. Yo, mamacita, tú si eres dinamita. Y me la explotas si te pones bien perrita. Ten cuidado, perro está agitado. Y aquí estamos prestados. Sacude locos, your body son fuego. La vida real en mi corazón la llevo, ma. Keep going, solo matones. Con los pies en la tierra y la mente en millones. Yankee Farrell dándote la rumba buena. Con más sabor que la comida de abuela. Mamacita, oh my God, I think you're on fire. Do you want me to get you water? You make me want to be your baby father. Cause the dance you do is getting harder. I better cuff you before the boys follow. What you think? I think you wanna. I think you wanna. She wanna break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She wants some reggaeton, 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 reggaeton. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She wanna break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Whoa, whoa. She wants some reggaeton, 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 reggaeton. Hey girl, let's go fish at mi casa. Trust me, it be proper. I got muchos negros on la lancha with their choppers. If they suspect that someone traspasa, all you hear is brat and them scream cucaracha. Trust me, P is no pimp. See, I got heavy pockets, so I walk with a limp. One night with he and I make you scream. You wake up like it's a dream. Call downstairs, tell him to make us PJs. Right after that, try cycle our PJs. Right after that, book us a PJ. What you mean how when you got money it's easy? This ain't Dookie, ma, I'm not Green Day. Wake up, you're about to miss your damn dream day. Now everybody just sing what the screen say. It goes, mamacita, oh my God, I think you're on fire. Do you want me to get you water? You make me want to be your baby father. Cause the dance you do is getting harder. I better cuff you before the boys follow. What you think? I think you wanna. What you got for me, girl? I think you wanna. Break it down. She wanna break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She wants some reggaeton, 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 reggaeton. Whoa, whoa. She wanna break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Whoa, whoa. She wants some reggaeton, 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 reggaeton. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get you water, you make me want to be your baby father.